Good morning everyone. Today I'm going to show you the basic editing techniques in Filmora, which I do believe one of the important skills that we teachers in this new normal need to learn. Although this pandemic has brought us many negative things, still we are blessed enough that we are all here, all well, attending this webinar training and hoping that the little knowledge that I'm about to share with you today will help you discover the things that are essential to improve your video editing skills. I know I am not an expert on this, but I am privileged enough to be here with you today and share the things that I know about video editing, especially focusing on the video editing software, which is the Filmora. So I am teacher Clarife Montes Claras, a teacher from Magugu Pilot Central Elementary School, teaching grade 4 science online class, and I am just new to the department, and believe me or not, I was not really expecting that I'm gonna be able to give a talk or be a speaker in any event, knowing the fact that there are still many teachers like me who are also molding their craft in video editing. But it was not the first time that I was given the chance to share my little knowledge about video editing, and indeed it is really my great honor to somehow help you discover more and explore more your skills beyond the blackboard. So much with that, I just want to ask everyone that if you have clarifications or questions, don't hesitate to ask later, right after my demonstration. So let's begin. So to be able to start editing videos, of course, the first thing that we need to have is our video editing software. This time, I will be introducing to you Filmora 9, which is a free downloadable video editing software that you can easily download in the internet. So just go to Google Chrome or any web browser you have, then type Filmora or be specific on the version that you want to use. And as to the version that I'm using, I have this Filmora 9 version 9.5. And you might be asking why I said it's free, but why it has watermark when you render your videos if you already tried using Filmora. Yes, actually that's right. The premium account for Filmora is really payable account to purchase, but we can really make use of the power of the internet, and there are many YouTube tutorials about how to activate your Filmora. My group mates already forwarded to you the drive for the software, and I hope that you follow the steps on how to activate your Filmora. So if you have with you your laptop now, please to open your Filmora to follow every step that I'm going to show you and how to navigate the Filmora interface and get to know the basic functions of each feature and learn the basic techniques in video editing. These are the things that we're going to explore today. First is what is Filmora. Second, what are the features of Filmora? And lastly, what are the basic editing techniques for Filmora? Now let's get to know what is Filmora. Wondershare Filmora is a video editing software that enables users to create amazing videos efficiently using the wide range of powerful editing tools. Wondershare Filmora uses a delightfully intuitive design that makes it easy for anyone to become a great video editor. And this is a free video editing software. So as what I've said earlier, in order for you to use it freely and to remove the watermark, you have to follow the steps and you're free to go. You're free to use the Filmora without any hassle. So in this webinar training, we divided it into 4 parts. So first part is navigating the interface of Filmora. Part 2 is the basic editing. Part 3, adding visual effects. And for part 4, we will do the advanced editing. And this is the part where you're going to learn different, advanced editing techniques or editing skills, wherein you will be able to learn how to remove the chroma key, how to do panning and zooming, how to edit the audio. Aside from the basic editing for audio, we will do the advanced editing for audio, and I'm gonna teach you that later. So before I proceed to video editing, let us first know what are the system requirements for us to be sure if our laptop or our computer is compatible with the software. But do not worry, because we will still be learning the basic techniques. So if you have with you your Core i3 with 4GB RAM and HDD hard drive or SSD, that would be better, it's already okay. But if you're trying to use a higher version of Filmora, like Like as what you can see in your screen, I am using I showed an example of system requirements for compatibility with Filmora X. So Filmora X is a higher version of Filmora. So in video editing software, the higher the version, the higher the requirements. So here, as you can see, for the CPU, you need Intel i5 or better. For the RAM, you have 4 gig RAM, and the higher the better. As well as the GPU or the graphics, the higher the better, and the disk also SSD much be more recommended. So ayan, but do not worry because we're still learning. You can still use your i3 laptop. Okay, so for the part 1, navigating the interface of Filmora. So when we click the icon Filmora, you can see this logo, this one, and click it and wait until it is done loading and bring you to this small window when Filmora launches. So this is the project section. The project section consists of 3 parts that allow you to create a new project or open previews, and 1 for quickly accessing your saved projects. So let's get to know what is this new project section. In the new project section, select the desired aspect ratio from the drop-down menu, and then click on the project to enter the editing interface and start working on your new project. So here you can see there is we have here 16:9 for widescreen. This is the default one, and you can also choose 1.1 for if you want to edit video for Instagram post and Facebook and so on. So you have the options here, but as to the purpose of editing your video lesson, you better choose the default one, which is 16:9. So this is the widescreen. Now let's proceed to the open project. So click open project to choose from the projects saved on your computer. So if you have already saved lots of projects, you can search it here by clicking the open project. But if you want to quickly access your previously saved outputs, you have to go here, or you just have to simply click the project library. So in the project library section, you will see your most recent projects in chronological order from the most recent to the last. Double click on a project so you can open it, and you can also delete projects by clicking the trash icon on the right side of the window. So here, as you can see in my screen, I have here some video, some outputs already saved or already done editing, and I didn't delete it yet because there might be some changes in the output that I need to re-edit again, or to add more images or graphics or video. So if you don't need it anymore, you better delete it to lessen also the space on your disk and in your RAM. And so if you will no longer use it, you can simply delete this icon so that your project library will also be cleaned up. Now, if you are already familiar with the project section, now let's click the new project so that we can start creating our new project. And now this is the Filmora interface. So whenever you open the new project or click the new project, this is what you can see on your screen. So after you import your... So here we have 4 parts or 4 sections in the interface. First, we have the media library, the preview window, the toolbar, and the timeline. So here in media library, you can see the media, audio, title, transition, effects, elements, split screen. So after you import your source files, they will show in the media library here. And there are also some available sample videos and colors here in the media library. So in importing your file, you just have to simply click the import here, this one, or you can click this plus sign in this video icon. And also you can just simply drop the video clips or the images or the audio that you want to use, but just simply dragging it here in the media library. Next is the preview window. So the preview window shows how you play the video in the timeline. The position of the playhead is shown in the time code in the lower right corner. So here in the lower right corner, and you can enter a new time code to jump to a specific point in the video. So below the time code, you'll find the snapshot button, which can save a full resolution still frame and automatically add it to the media library as an image. Okay, so this is the preview library. So whatever you're doing in your timeline, you will see it in the preview window. So in my case, I've done lots of editing. You know, I've edited lots of video, and I already exceeded to 30 tracks in the timeline. So it depends on the number of images or videos or graphics that you drag into your timeline. It also affects the preview in the preview window or the playback of your video. So if it is already loaded or it almost reaches the maximum storage of your RAM or the capacity of your RAM, the playback will also be affected. That is why you might find it so lag. It's not actually the laptop, but it's about how much you already imported or dragged into the timeline. So the more you add, especially videos, the more it will consume the RAM. Or if you're just doing the basic editing, you could just simply use 3 to 5 tracks in the timeline, so that would be okay, and it won't not really affect that much, especially if you already have higher specs of the system requirement. So now next is the toolbar. So here you can see the undo, redo, the delete, the cut, and the adjustment of the audio. And whenever you drag something here in the timeline, it will, some of the tools will also be open. It will be added, like the green screen shortcut icon for green screen, the panning and zooming, and so on and so forth. So you can also see here in the toolbar the recording icon, like yan, as you can see, the microphone and the zoom adjustment of the timeline. You can do it here in the toolbar. And in the timeline, this is where your editing really works on. So whatever you drag into your timeline from the media library, like images, videos, and audios, you're going to arrange it one by one in the timeline. So the track for video goes up and the track for the audio goes down. So you cannot drag the audio into the video track no matter what you do. So you have to drag it properly to the specific track that you want. So this is also an advice, no, because especially in video lesson, if you're trying to discuss and you are adding some text or description of what you are talking about, make it sure that the teacher or your video yourself is in the higher level of the track. So you have to put it at the top, or for example track 5, and then your text will be on track 4 or track 3 or lower, because in that case you cannot overlap the text to the face of the teacher. And probably some of the videos that you can see in the TVBI outputs or even your own output, you might notice that some of the texts are overlapping already to the teacher or to your face, or sometimes covering the arms, the hands, or the body parts of the teacher. So it's not good to see. We have to consider the correct arrangement of that. So later I'm gonna show you when we do the actual demonstration. So much with that. These are the basic parts of the interface of Filmora. So again, we have the media library, the preview window, the toolbar, and the timeline. Now, why did we decide to have this Filmora as our video editing software? Because aside from it's user-friendly, it is free to download, and you are, you know what you call it, it's very easy to navigate compared to other editing softwares like this, Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, and Vegas Pro. So these are the softwares that I already tried utilizing or tried using this softwares, but it's really quite difficult to navigate, or it requires, aside from it's not user friendly or it's not easy to navigate, it requires higher specs of laptop or computer. So why choose the complicated things if there's an easy way? And that is Filmora. And for part 2, we will be doing the basic editing. So this is where we're going to do the basic editing for video, editing audio, editing image, and text and tiles. For part 3, we'll be adding visual effects, about visual effects, filters and overlays, elements and transitions, and sound effects. And for part 4, this is the advanced editing, wherein you will be able to learn how to do panning and zooming, stabilize video, play video in reverse. So this is also one of the good features of Filmora. Video snapshot, record, PC screen, advanced color tuning, because this is basically one of the most common problem when it comes to editing video, because some of the one who's editing the videos cannot match the skin tone of the teacher or anyone who's talking on screen. So we have to know that also. And the green screen, this is very important because we teachers are really, we really need to adapt to the new technology. And apart from having no face-to-face interaction with our students, we are just going to utilize every available resources, our technology-based resources, and one of that is doing our video lessons or recording our video lessons. So if you have your green screen at your house, then you can utilize that. Then I'll be demonstrating to you how to use that green screen or the chroma key, and so on and so forth. So we can learn a lot of things as long as you listen carefully. And so as you can see, I highlighted these features because these are the most important things that we need to discover this morning. So we will be exploring on how to utilize or use the green screen, how to do panning and zooming, color tuning, the audio mixer, advanced text editing, and the split screen. So these are the advanced features which I know, and I'm pretty sure that it will be really very helpful to you, especially if you want to enhance more your video output. And so we also have here the color grading, the video effects, the speed control, and this is where you can adjust the video or the speed of your video. You can adjust it to fast or slower or slow motion. And we also have the green screen and the split screen. I'm gonna be showing to you those features later. So almost in any format we can import and export in Filmora. So it will just notify you when you try to import some files which are not really compatible in Filmora, but as what I've said, it is in almost any format. So we can use the MP4, the MP3, what you call it, the JPEG for photo, BMP, and so on and so forth, as you can see on your screen. So I guess that would be all for the introduction or overview of what is Filmora. And now let's proceed to not to the editing, but let's proceed first to an overview of what is OBS Studio. So as what you can see on your screen, this is the OBS Studio. So OBS Studio is a free and open source cross-platform streaming and recording program built with Qt and maintained by the OBS project. There are versions of OBS Studio available for Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, Linux distributions, and VST. So what are the features of this OBS? So as you can see, this is the interface of the OBS. So later, I'm going to demonstrate you what are the functions of this, what are the scenes, the sources, the audio mixer, the scene transition, and the control. So why did we decide to have this OBS software? Because I know that most of the activities nowadays in our school are all done virtually. So it is very helpful that we have to know some softwares that are free downloadable in the internet. So here is in the scenes, you can add many scenes that you want. So the advantage of OBS is that you can prepare ahead of time whatever you want or you're planning to live or to stream. For example, for scene 1, you can also add the sources that you want if you're trying to play, or if you want to live stream your video, AVP or video or canned or pre-recorded video. So you just have to prepare it in the sources And then rename for scene 1, for example, like Brigada Escuela launching. So you can rename it here. And for scene 2, for the next day, then you can have your project watch and so on and so forth. So you can prepare that ahead of time. Even if you close your OBS, it will still be there as long as your file is not transferred or removed to another folder. So here, this is the audio mixer where you can do mixing of your, you can adjust the volume of your desktop audio as well as your mic and the video capture, and whatever you put it into your sources, you can see it here, or you can control it here as long as it has an audio that needs to be adjusted. So this is an intuitive audio mixer with per source filters such as noise gate, noise suppression, and gain, and take full control with BST plugin support. And this is the powerful and easy to use configuration option. Add new sources, duplicate existing ones, and adjust their properties effortlessly. So it's just very easy. I'll just can show you that later. And for Streamlight settings panel gives you access to a wide array of configuration options to tweak every aspect of your broadcast or recording. So in order for you to stream also, you have to set first your streaming key if you're trying to if you're planning to live your video or to stream your video in Facebook. So you're gonna have to input first the streaming key, and I'm gonna show you that later on the demonstration. So here in OBS, you can truly create your professional productions. So choose from a number of different and customizable transitions for when you switch between your scenes or add your own stinger video files. And set hotkeys for nearly every sort of action, such as switching between scenes, starting, stopping streams, or recording, muting audio resources, push to talk, and more. So you might be wondering what are those things, but later I will really do my best to help you understand or get to know all these features one by one. But as what I've said, we cannot learn all these things in one setting. So as to my case, I learned all of this by watching YouTube tutorials as well as exploring, of course. So in my case, I do not just limit on one source of information. So I do learn from webinars that I attended, but I do not just limit on whatever learnings I gain from that webinars or trainings. I keep on exploring, and also the more you utilize the software, the more you use it, the more you can discover what are those new features that you haven't used before. So just like in video editing, you will surely say that it's quite difficult. That would really be your first impression on the softwares that we're trying to introduce to you today. But I really assure you that really patience is a virtue, and you know, if you're willing to learn, you will just keep on exploring. Because as to my case, I already edited lots of videos, and I noticed how I develop my skills in editing. How did I improve from the first day that I edited my first video and up to the recent video that I edited. So I am happy with what I have accomplished so far, and I'm sure that you also you can be better than me, or you can create better videos than me. So I'm looking forward to that soon. And also here, going back to OBS, we also have the studio mode. Yeah, so I will not dig deeper on this because I will demonstrate to you all these features later. Okay, so here are some of the online platforms where you can stream your videos, and the most common are the YouTube and Facebook. So ayan, thank you so much, and I guess that would be all for the overview of our editing software, which is Filmora, and the streaming and recording software, which is the OBS. And now, are you ready to start our demonstration? I hope so, and I hope that you're all ready, and let's just be comfortable in your seat. And if you will be having difficulty on following, do not hesitate to ask question later, or you can chat us, or you can write your your questions in the chat box so that our facilitators or my group mates can see your questions, and we will try our best to answer that. So also during the breakout session in the afternoon, if you have clarifications or questions, do not hesitate to ask us. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. We will end the overview of the editing software and the OBS, and then we will proceed to the video editing demonstration and also the live streaming and recording. So see you again later.